Afternoon, people. Welcome to BNR. It's I don't know what episode of the Transfer Daily it is. Probably about 150 or so. But welcome to another BNR Transfer Daily, where we're probably living off scraps today. Nothing has broken. Me and Chin literally wake up, check the Twitter, check what's going on in the transfer world of Liverpool. There has been a lot going on, as we all know, in the last 2-3 months. But today has been a bit quiet. Although Leoni is flying in for his medical, so we should see him getting confirmed in the next 24 to 48 hours. Mark Guehi, a bit of talk about Liverpool are still at the table. Crystal Palace are still at the table. And why won't Crystal Palace be at the table? Because as we saw, Mr. Parish confirmed that they're probably not in a position to let Mark Guehi leave on a free next year, although the player is a very respectful player. And that's one of the reasons why we tend to forget why Liverpool are attracted to this player. You can be the best player in the world, but if you're an absolute knob, then Liverpool are not interested. And that is probably the complete opposite of what Mark Guehi is. He seems like a really good lad, very respectful, very professional. And I've not seen a lot of his interviews, but the people that talk about Mark Guehi, the guys who we have a few friends of the channel who follow Crystal Palace home and away, and they've been telling me that he is one of the reasons why he is a leader is because he's respected throughout the club, and he's very, very close to even the staff at Palace as well, and he gives them a lot of times. And he's a guy who understands the role of a professional footballer and also of a captain, and that's what exactly he is. And maybe that's why they wanted him to be on the pitch at Wembley, and they will feel they have been proven right as to keep their captain and then maybe deal with Liverpool. But there seems to be, as we understand it, around £5 million in a gap in when it comes to his value. So I think there's plenty of time. But there has been, I have to admit, is a bit of concern, a bit of panic, I'd probably say as well, and a lot of frustration as to what's going on with Alexander Isak. Liverpool fans are getting concerned. Like, you know what? We've only got 3 recognized forwards and Rio at the moment at the club. And what's going on? We need to make a move. We need clarity on the situation. If Alexander Isak is not going to be an option for us this summer, then we need to make sure we pivot to plan B, plan C, and let's see what happens. But I don't think Liverpool there yet. I'm not there yet. I think Liverpool have got all the confidence that this deal will get done. And I was exploring the idea of why Newcastle are buying a few players that are not in the striking department. Maybe they're exploring the number 9 market. And we were talking all summer about the number 9 market being limited. And is it limited for Liverpool, where we do, and obviously we'll be going for the creme de la creme strikers? Julian Alvarez was talked about earlier parts of the summer. Alexander Isak was the obvious option. And then, there was a question mark, against every player. If you went for Gyökeres, yes, he's got a huge reputation. He's got crazy amounts of goals in the Championship and in the Portuguese league. But can he do it at the age of 27? Why is he 27 years of age and not anyone taking a risk on him? But Arsenal have paid the money, and he had to go on a few strikes as well. But ultimately got his move in the end. But there was a question mark against him, even though he came with a big reputation, as I say. Another question mark with Ekitike. Yes, he's got a good record, but there was some question marks. Obviously, how raw he is. He's not the finished article. Can he go and make that number 9 shirt his own? But obviously, we knew Liverpool had other plans as well. With the tragic situation of Diogo Jota passing away, I think Liverpool had to make a contingency plan. And I think that's why one of the main reasons why we wanted both. And then when it comes to Newcastle, who are those strikers? They've lost out on a lot of striking options. Delap and João Pedro and Hugo Ekitike and Buemo on the right hand side as well. As we know, they play a 4-3-3. So have they started exploring other options and maybe look to get a number 9, and don't panic, and make sure you do strengthen throughout the team as well. And they've got Malik Thiaw coming in the defensive area. They've got Ramsey coming in the next 24 to 48 hours, if we're going by the reports up there. So it may be an idea where they look at Anthony Gordon for the next 3-4 months, get through to January, and take stock of the market again. And if you have to pay an extra £5-10 million in January and get in their number 1, number 2 option as things stand right now, then maybe. But let's go through to some of the news that has been aggregated today. I can't screen share, but I'll just read them out. But there's 400 of you already in the building, people. You know what the score is. You smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and you become a BNR Ultra if you can. That's not a necessity, by all means, but like I say, if you can. What that is you become a BNR, a YouTube member on here, and you enjoy exclusive content coming your way in the next week or so. In the meantime, you get added to a WhatsApp group, and we discuss, we debate, and we speculate as well as to what's happening in the world of Liverpool. And whatever I hear, I try to put something in there as well. Okay, let's go and get your questions in, people. It's been a bit of a quiet day, so you'll have to be really helpful as ever, but extra helpful today, please. Fire in your questions and I'll try my best to answer them. 46 minutes ago, Josh aggregated, Crystal Palace know that Mark Guehi is keen on moving to Liverpool, and the clubs are confident a deal can be struck, despite the fact that Chairman Presti Parish is keen to drive a hard bargain. And this is what I was talking about last night, where the instant news yesterday came out from. If you go back straight after the Community Shield, it felt like Mark Guehi was on his way to Liverpool, just like Leoni is heading to Liverpool for a medical. And I thought, you know what, we could have 2 centre-backs. Those days where we announced 3 players, who were they? Kirkland, Dudek, and there was someone else as well. But or was it just Dudek and Kirkland? How we announced 2 keepers, we were going to announce 2 centre-backs. I thought it was one of them. But maybe not. I think Liverpool came to the table. They might have just taken the encouragement, the signal, the green light that we've been talking about, that we're waiting to receive from Newcastle, whether it's in a public statement or public interview or something private, a missed call. Michael Edwards could get a missed call from Eddie Howe or one of the guys upstairs at Newcastle, and that would be a green light for us to ring them back and start talking about Alexander Isak's valuation. And that was, I believe, the value, the green light for Liverpool to put their foot down in regards to Mark Guehi. And I said, and when this news came out, people started doubting it and saying, it's 50-50. And although it's not completely done, what I will say is I would be surprised if Mark Guehi is not a Liverpool player come end of the summer. Why? Is because I believe Crystal Palace have to sell, and they're trying to drive a hard bargain when it comes to Liverpool and Crystal Palace in club-to-club direct talks. It's not the kind of auction or driving up his price and inviting other suitors and other clubs to come and enter the bidding frame, because I think Mark Guehi has been very, very clear and very honest in his communication to Crystal Palace as to where he wants to go. And that the clarity in his mind is what's also appealing to Liverpool, that this guy is a player, an established England international, one of the best centre-backs in the league. And you know what? He just wants to come to Liverpool, where he sees Ibu Konate and Virgil van Dijk. So there are so many things that tick the box. We've talked about how much of a professional he is. We've always talked about this dickhead test. He passes that with flying colours. And I think Mark Guehi will be an absolute brilliant addition to this brilliant squad that Liverpool are mounting. And is there a direct link between the Mark Guehi imminent arrival and the I don't want to say the imminent exit for Ibu Konate, but we are told that Liverpool whether they're trying to put a bit of pressure on him. And I don't blame Liverpool for that. At the end of the day, Liverpool have to protect their own interests. As much as we love Ibu Konate to stay, Liverpool have to put it on him. And it is quite normal. And the thing is, Liverpool don't have, time. If he had 2 years left, Liverpool could do different things, maybe, offer in different stages, and we could get the deal done. But Liverpool don't have time. In literally 4 or 5 months, Ibu Konate could officially start talking to other parties, and we know what Real Madrid are like when they're sniffing around. And I don't look. Let's call a spade a spade. Are Ibu Konate's representatives talking to Real Madrid? I think they are. Let's not beat around the bush. We know Ibu Konate will be, not maybe him directly, but his camp and his representatives will be telling him, okay, look, if you don't stay at Liverpool, this is the kind of offer that you can get at other clubs. It happens. It happens with every single transfer. Isak, Trent, whether we're selling a player or buying a player, all this tapping up business, it all goes on. And I don't think there'll be one person in the building that denies this. So, and that is a concern, isn't it? That is a concern. Can Liverpool match those numbers? I don't think so. I don't think they can. Why? Because he's going on a free. Can we match that signing on fee and the wages that will get split across the structure of the contract, whether he goes to Real Madrid or PSG? I don't think they can. Just like many transfers are built upon that notion. So it is a concern, but the good news is Liverpool are still talking to him. Liverpool are still, and this might make Konate think about that. You know what? Liverpool are acting. Liverpool are future planning as well. That I could lose my place if I drop in form. If I'm injured, there could be a scenario where Mark Guehi comes in and stakes a place in this team, and he becomes undroppable. That is what do you call it? A scenario that is realistic. That's the word I was looking for, because we know Ibu Konate's injury record. We know Guehi's strengths. Yes, he needs to make improvements. We were talking about, does he have the mind? I think he has the mind. But sometimes you can't handle that pressure at a big club. But, we don't know that. He might just absolute kick ass. And all what we're given in terms of his character references and what we've seen, the strengths that he has as a player, he could kick ass, and I hope he does, and I'm backing him to kick ass at Liverpool. But there are some adjustments to what he needs to do in terms of playing in a back five and a back four is completely different. If you've got an extra mate in the back line, it's also helpful, and there's different duties for you to express in a back four. But does he have the qualities? Does he have the recovery pace? Does he have the ball qualities? Does he have the dual qualities? 100% he has them. So there is no reason why he can't come. But we were talking about having the cojones and handling the pressure. The scrutiny at Liverpool is completely different to the scrutiny at some club at Crystal Palace. And I think even the staunch Crystal Palace fans will admit that as well. So yeah, if he has a couple of bad games, some would say even if he has one bad game at Liverpool, it'll get scrutinized, and the magnifying glass is a lot bigger at a club like Liverpool. So let's see what happens. But I do think Mark Guehi will come to Liverpool. If we're talking about a 5 million compromise, evaluation gap, I think a compromise will be reached. If they're around the 40 million mark, we're around the 30 plus 5. I think it could be 32 plus 5, and we shake hands on something like 37.5. So yeah, 17, 18 days to go. I think that deal gets done. Whether it impacts Konate, I think Liverpool have to think about that. You'd be stupid not to cater for that right now. Just what I've been talking about, because literally he could be talking to other clubs in a couple on an official basis in a couple of months. And if you don't plan for that, then I think it would be naive of Liverpool. If he stays and signs, brilliant. And then the better, four, five centre backs we've got, the better for us and better for Liverpool. Let me just scroll down. There's more on Mark Guehi. Get your questions in, people. I'll answer them. I'll star them as well. Asim, can you leak the versatile attacker? Yet that's come from the heart of football. I apologize. When I can, you'll know about it. I can tweet it, and whenever I do get stuff, generally speaking, the first question I ask is, can I share it? And I get a yes or no. And if I get a yes, within 10 seconds, it's out on Twitter. I don't sit on any information if I've got the permission to share something. That's not my style. And why my personal thinking is why would you sit on something if you've got something to share? Because it takes 10 seconds for someone else to find out, and it can go. And that's not my style anyway. Some comparisons about Leoni being made to he wants to be the next Van Dijk. Well, I think he's probably just as tall as him, so that's a good start. There's some talk about he's the new Alessandro Nesta. So yeah, let's see what happens. Hassan says fake ITK. Avi would share it. You know what? Avi, I think is back tonight. I think he's back tonight from Canada. I thought he's staying there for another week or so, but I think he's back. And we've got a bit of a special Premier League edition today on the 10 o'clock, on the 10:30 show. How could I forget the BNR time? 10:30, 10:40, sorry. On the 10:40 show, we've got a Premier League prediction. So I sent a good 8, 9 different categories to the boys. They've been sending me their list: the player of the year, the surprise of the year, the first sacking of the year, top goal scorer, breakout season. And it's not just a Liverpool one, it's a Premier League one. So make sure you join us for the 10:30. And what we'll do is we'll get all these down. We'll make a graphic to make it official, so there's no backtracking of any sort. And then we'll keep on referring to it, and we'll make sure those guys who've got the best predictions do get the biggest shout out. We have a new member in the building. Thank you so much. Odigi Sahon 999 has become a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Odigo. Let me know. Please message either the BNR chat on Twitter or my DMs are always open on X. And then I'll send you the BNR Ultra WhatsApp link. So, yeah, thank you so much for becoming a BNR Ultra. And for the rest of you, if you don't know what it is, head over to the YouTube membership. It's on our front page. Become a BNR Ultra. It's $4.99 a month if you can. If you can't, then please smash a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Jono is in the building as ever. He says the proper comparisons to make is how Leoni stacks up Huijsen. I think it's a cracking point. Your Huijsen and Euro, because those are the two young centre backs we wanted previously. You know what, Jono? I'm gonna get our data guy Mizgan to get me a list. I think he did one, and I shared it a couple of weeks ago, but that was more towards Cresswell, Jeremy, Jacquet, and a few others as well. So I'll be interested to see. I did save one from him, and I think he compared him to the top 5 centre backs in the league. In the top 5 league centre back in the top 5 leagues in Europe, and it was it was aerial duels. I'm just trying, and the other one was pass success. And he's just behind the likes of Levi Colwill, Asensio, Guardiol. So he's in good company. He's in good company there. He's ahead of Lukeba in terms of pass success. Charlie Cresswell's aerial duels is really good. he's over 70%. But I'll share that when I can. I think it's unfair for you guys just to go by what I'm going, and I've just seen that as well. So maybe tonight I'll share that graphic, but I'll get a graphic also with Giovanni Leoni directly being compared to the likes of Euro and Hoyson as well. Ethan, what's your FPL team, Asim? I need to make one, Ethan. I'm going to make one probably tonight. What I probably wanted is the lads to make a FPL team as well, so we can compare it, spend 10 minutes on maybe every Sunday when we break down the team, or every Monday when the Monday night game is done as well. And we'll see how the lads have done. So I'll try to arrange that. I think it'll create a lot of conversation. But I have not played that game because it was complete head fuck for me. Honestly, I didn't. Even when Liverpool won, I was slightly pissed off if my captain didn't score, if Salah didn't get on the score sheet because I was captaining him on a weekly basis, more or less. And I thought, you know what, I can't do with this. And then I was picking Man United players, wanting them to win, wanting them to do well. So I thought this is not me, and I've not played it for a good 5-6 years. But you know what? Since I've been providing you guys a bit of team news, I have not realized, or I didn't get a complete understanding of how big this FPL community is. I like on a weekly basis, I've got like some of the biggest FPL accounts on socials. I've got some of the biggest YouTube accounts messaging me. I've become really good friends with some as well that I've got 2-3 million subscribers on YouTube, and we work together. We work together now. So I've made some good friends through the FPL community. And on Saturday, honestly, sometimes or whenever Liverpool play, I sometimes turn my DMs off because I'm not lying, but on match day, probably get about 1,500 to 2,000 DMs, and I'm not chatting rubbish. That's how mad it is, and this is why I say I didn't realize how big the community is. Asim, please tell me he's playing. Asim, so I've got a deadline in a couple of hours. I thought this is absolutely massive. Oh, Jay, come on, man. If FPL Words is in the Jay, if you don't blow your own trumpet, then who is gonna blow your own trumpet? That's a question for you. And sometimes, come on, man, be nice to me as well. I'm still waiting for a nice comment for you for about 3 years, but it's okay. It's fine. I'll keep on waiting. I have a lot of patience. Which accounts are you friends with? Look, I can't talk, or I can't tell you who they are. That'll be a bit disrespectful towards them. But I have made some really, really good friends. Jay goes, I'm always nice to you. TK, that's fine. Um, okay, people, I'm gonna go through some questions. When do you think Guehi will? And let me ask you guys a question. When do you think Guehi will become a Liverpool player? Aki's in the building. I've made mine. Asim, you lot are slacking. You know what? Why I'm slacking? Because I really want to play it because I think it'll create a good laugh. And even Abby was saying he'll create one as well today. It'll create a lot of conversation between us during shows. But the reason why I've not done it is because I'm like so reluctant, like checking my team. Liverpool lads are not scoring. My captain's not scoring. Man United, I think a lot of people just don't pick Man United players. So I might have to do that. But then what's the point playing? Because, for someone like Bruno Fernandes, who takes a lot of penalties, he's going to get you a lot of points throughout the season. So, okay, I'll make it. I'll make it tonight. I don't think I've got a choice because we play tomorrow, isn't it? And that's something to look forward to. The proper footy is kicking off. Hassan says, Steele says, there's been no progress whatsoever on Konate's contract. Okay, that's obviously concerning. But the progress, there might not be no progress, Hassan, but I do believe Liverpool are still talking, and still, there at the table. Whether how many meetings are taking place, we don't know. FPL Verts, I think we do have a code, don't we? I put it out on Twitter as well. I'll retweet that. I'll make sure, just keep in touch, keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll post out the graphic. So yeah, we do have a FPL league, people. Make sure you join. And if you can't get the code, I'll put it out today. Here's a question from Shakir, BNR Ultra. Aside Liverpool, who else would you say has had a good transfer window? I think Arsenal. I think Arsenal have improved. Some would say Partey is a big miss. Yeah, he's a big miss, but with that situation, he was always gonna. Even if Partey was sticking around, he weren't sticking around for long. I think did he go for free? I can't even remember. Or did he have 12 months left on his contract? Chelsea's another. United, yes, on paper, but I think United need probably another couple of centre backs. They need a midfielder, someone like a Baleba, and then they need a keeper. They need a keeper. I think Chelsea, and there's a lot of Chelsea fans who think they've got an outside chance for the league this year, believe it or not. And I think Chelsea will not win the league with their defense and, more importantly, with their keeper. I think their keeper is an absolute. I have to be careful what the choice of words I use, but he's shy. I think Sanchez is shy. He's a accident waiting to happen on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. If you're going to go by training as well, I don't think Chelsea have any confidence in him. If I'm really honest, but I don't think you can win the league with Sanchez. And then their defense going forward, 100%. Their midfield is. You could argue their midfield is as strong as anyone. When you've got Lavia, you've got Caicedo, you've got Enzo, and then you've got Cole Palmer in front of them as well. So I think they are really, really promising. They've all obviously got a lot of players. Some of the players I never heard of, but with like the likes of Estavo and a few others, they're coming with big reputations. But there's a lot of assembling, a lot of integrating as well. There's two things about Chelsea. I think they'll still be a good competition team. Will they really trouble Liverpool and Arsenal and City going for that title? I don't think so. And you also need to see how they handle the Champions League, because they had two teams last year. And playing on the Thursday, playing on the Sunday, it's a completely different ball game. Playing at a higher level in the Champions League, and then playing on the Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Saturday and Sunday again. So let's see how they handle the Champions League, because they can't be resting any players in the Champions League, can they? So it'll be interesting. Obviously, they're a really exciting outfit, a decent coach, good ideas as well, but I just still think Liverpool will probably be 10 to 12 points ahead of them come at the end of the season. Muhammad with a question. Asim, by the way, keep liking and keep subscribing to the channel if you're new people. Let's get, I don't know how many likes we're on, but please close the chat if you're watching on your phone and smash a like and then come back into the chat. Thank you. Asim, I'm starting to think Newcastle are deliberately failing to sign a number 9 so they can keep Isak. Is that a possibility? Look, it is a possibility. But I don't think whatever they do, look, I don't want to sound a hypocrite. I'm still confident that Liverpool will get Isak. Why the situation is running as it is, we all truly don't know. But just to answer your question, to think deliberately, look, it is possible. It is possible, Mohammed, where they basically say, look, you go train alone. We don't give a crap about you. We're concentrating on the players that, who want to be here. But at the end of the day, if we can't get a striker that we see, nobody else, us and the manager in Eddie Howe, as a suitable replacement, and Sesko was that suitable replacement, then you're not going nowhere, mate, because we've got you by 3 years, and we've seen the sort of nature and the culture of the Saudis. We don't need to be. We're not. We don't need to be. We obviously know how their owners are like as well, and generally, if you know any Saudi friends, they are very proud people, and especially with these guys who have got a lot of money. If you're the richest people, one of the richest people, or the richest owners in the world, then it becomes about a lot about ego, a lot about pride and image as well. And we've heard many big PIF officials have been flying in and out, back and forth from Saudi over the last 3-4 weeks. So we know they are handling this situation alongside the hierarchy at Newcastle. And although we're talking, we understand there's a good relationship with FSG and PIF. As Ben Jacobs said to the lads on the special transfer show last night at 6 o'clock, is he could say yes one day and literally come back and say no. That is the type of people, it's the type of attitude that these rich billionaires have, and Liverpool will have to accept that. So, but we have to remain positive. Am I positive? 100%. I have not heard anything to suggest Liverpool are not confident of getting this deal. Liverpool knew from day one this will be the most difficult signing to get on board, and this is one of the main reasons why we got Ekitike in straight away. The sort of time we realized that Isak could go and stretch late into the window, we had to act and get Ekitike in straight over to the toe, bedded in. He's already played a couple of games, get to know his teammates, and from the training videos that we've seen from the games, competitive games just on Sunday, if we're going by them, then I have no qualms about Hugo Ekitike leading the line until Isak gets up to fitness. And if he misses Newcastle game, if he misses Arsenal game, if he misses, obviously he's going to miss the Bournemouth game now, isn't he? So if he misses 3-4 games, I don't care, because we're signing Isak for the next 5-6 years. We're not signing Isak for the next 5-6 games. So don't worry, have a bit of sabr, a bit of patience. These 100 mega million, 100 pound deals take time. And although that is frustration, and it's understandable as well, but I think Liverpool internally will probably have some sort of deadline. I think so. Can Liverpool risk the Alexander Isak situation going to the last day? I think if they were willing to bring in one striker, and they had a couple of strikers there, I think they would. For example, let's say we had Gakpo, we had Chiesa, we had Salah, we had Ekitike, we had Rio, and we had someone like a Liao for the left-hand side. I'm not going to talk about, Brack Hauler. Let's give you a couple of names. We had a Yildiz on the left-hand side. We had Liao on the left-hand side. Yeah, different players, but I'm just giving you some random names. Fafana as well. Then Liverpool can go really deep, is because we've got some versatile attackers in there. We could have got someone like a Yildiz who can play in the left half space. We can play him on the paper on the left hand side. We've got Liao, an out and out left-sided winger. So I think Liverpool would be happy with that. We've still got Wirtz, who can be a false nine option as well. And if we're absolutely desperate, although I don't like it, we've still got, Gakpo, who can do a job there as well. And obviously, I've just mentioned Ekitike leading the line as well. So I don't think Liverpool would panic. Can Liao can play 9? I'm sure he can. He's got the stature and the frame to hold off a defender. He can connect play, and he can run in behind as well, although I do like him, and the more natural position is out wide. But the fact that I mentioned that is, if Liverpool are in a situation that they've already got a player, then I think they will go all in Alexander Isak right up until the last day. And if you're interested in what we're being told and what from what we understand, is Liverpool are interested in Alexander Isak this summer, in January, and next summer. So that interest will not go away. It's the same type of interest that we had with Van Dijk. If it didn't happen one summer, it's fine. We'll go back to you in January. We'll come back to you the next summer if we need to. So I think Liverpool will have a contingency plan. I know for a fact they do have a few names as a contingency plan. And I actually tweeted only about an hour ago that I think Liverpool are open to the idea. I think Liverpool are serious about bringing another versatile attacker when it comes to Alexander Isak, and bringing in another option. Who that is, I can't really tell you at the moment. There are 2, 3 options available, but they do depend on a few moving parts. One is another option to Isak. Another option is if Isak doesn't come in, and then two attackers come in. It could also be the 6 out of 10. If you guys were watching last night, that could be another option if someone like Federico Chiesa leaves. And I tweeted about a couple of weeks ago that, look, we have to understand. I'd be very, very surprised if Liverpool don't have a plan, and not working even at a worst case scenario, or they don't have an option for a worst case scenario, judging by how these guys and how shrewd of operators these guys have been since they have arrived, like Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes. Although we're in a period of a bit of an uncertainty as to what's happening, I know we've just got Leoni through the door. We're going to hopefully get Mark Guehi a bit of clarification and a compromise over the next 2-3 days. Then look, I think Liverpool will have a plan in the attacking line. One of the integral parts of us winning the title was having 5 proper attackers and Federico Chiesa. So I think Liverpool will want something similar for Arne Slot going into next season. Okay, people, I'm going to leave it there. As ever, we might be back if something huge breaks. We could get some official confirmation that the move is complete, although that's probably not going to come tonight. It's probably going to come as a Friday bomber when Leoni completes his medical today and tomorrow. So hopefully we'll see him in a red shirt come tomorrow, and maybe a bit of Saturday morning releases as well. Ibu with a late question, asked him, do you think Newcastle signed 1 or 2 strikers before they sell Isak? I think Liverpool will make a move on Isak the moment they get 1 striker. And I've been exploring the idea, I was explaining earlier as well, that maybe Newcastle themselves are thinking, you know what, we can't get the striker that we want. Let's get Visser in. Let's get Anthony Gordon more in the false 9, and then bring in someone like a Ramsey. We've got Harvey Barnes who can play there. We've got Elanga who can play there. We've got Jacob Murphy. I don't know what his first name is. Is it Jacob Murphy? It might be, but who cares anyway? He can play on the right hand side. So let's bulk up our attacking sense on the flanks, and then maybe use Anthony Gordon more in the false 9. I think that is definitely could be an option for Newcastle, and this is one of the reasons why I think they're spending the money, the Isak money, because I don't think these guys have this type of money if Isak isn't going. That's my personal Jacob Murphy. That's my personal opinion. Damien, no, I've not heard anything. The last time I asked, I'll tell you the last time I asked about Konate, because I didn't go to any person around the club. I asked someone very, very close to Ibu, very close. I asked on the 24th of July, and it was a Thursday. Because there was talk about him agreeing a deal, rejecting a contract from Liverpool. There was something in the news, wasn't there? I can read this message out to you. No problem. I'm just scrolling up. Some niceties in there before you ask a few questions. This person was telling me he knows something, but he couldn't. Yes, brother, but I don't want to leak his information. If I am allowed to, I will share the update. But as of now, I only know what I was told last week. Then I pressed more. Can you share this with me, brother? Obviously, I would keep your trust. That's more important to me. To put it simply, the truth is neither the club or himself know what will happen, and only Allah, this brother is a Muslim, knows knows what he said. At the moment, that is the stance and the situation. I don't want to say anything else to honor his privacy, but that's basically it. Whatever there it has been as a new update, we will see. But please, brother, I can't say much more. So that's not much of an update for you guys. And this is the reason why I didn't share it a couple of weeks ago. But that is exactly what I was told. And the reading between the lines, you can tell something is happening. So yeah, thank you very much for that question. It wasn't much of an update, but I like sharing these messages with you guys, because then it means that I'm not bullshitting you as well. I like to tell you exactly what I get told. Okay, people, let's leave it there. There's still nearly 400 people in the building. Please smash a like, subscribe to the channel, become a BNR Ultra if you can. And then we'll see you for the next show, 10:30 most likely. And it'll be a Premier League prediction show. Obviously, we'll discuss Isak because we do. That's a norm these days. And then we'll go on to the Premier League predictions. If you're watching the show, FPL words. Hopefully he sees that comment as well. But if you're watching the show later on, please like and subscribe and let us know what your thoughts are below the line. But until the next one, have a good day, everyone, and enjoy the sun. And we'll see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye for now.